everybody. We are the Globetrotting. Well, today we're the duo because it's Amy.
And Shelley,
Yeah, Tammy is off doing something. She had something else come up that she needed to take care of today. So let's do it. Let's talk
look
about
at us.
this week. Let's talk about follow through. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of like the follow through factor, like kind of like fear factor, but a
Okay.
little different, right?
Oh,
Follow through
okay.
factor.
I'm not sure I've
Um,
ever, made that connection between Fear Factor and follow
Well, you know
through.
what? I will tell you this. If you think about
Mm.
it, just think about
Yeah.
it. How many times
Yeah.
whenever you first started, you didn't follow up with somebody because you were afraid
Because
they
you
were
were
going to
fear
say, yes,
you were fearful? Oh,
yes,
probably a lot.
yeah.
And
Um,
if I was really honest, I would probably say I there are still situations that make me fearful, I
mhm.
guess, when I'm getting ready to pick up that phone, but I'm not sure I let them stop me like I used to.
Yeah, well, I don't either, which is probably a good thing. But I will say, there are still sometimes whenever I have to talk
Mhm.
myself out of being scared or
Yep.
nervous. Maybe not so much
Nervous. Yeah,
scared. Nervous might be more what it
I
is, but
agree.
yeah,
I
I get
agree.
a little nervous because what if somebody says something I don't know what to say. So yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. All
Yep.
right, but one
Tell
of the
me.
biggest things is trust is built through the action of continuing to follow through and follow
Mhm.
up and do the things,
Mhm.
right? So if we start one thing and we continue through the process, from
Right.
beginning to end, like we do that, we have what we call a PS3, right? So if we
Yep.
continue through that process every time, and we're going to start building some definite trust with people that we
Mhm.
are in relationship with. Would
Mhm.
you would you say yeah?
Absolutely, I would agree
Right.
with that. And trust builds credibility.
Right. I agree. I agree. Something else builds credibility. What else do you think it is? What do you think I'm going to
Maybe
say?
consistency.
Oh, you read my mind.
Oh my goodness.
That is so crazy. Crazy, I say. Yes.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Consistency is huge. That's one of those things too. So that whenever we start anything, and hopefully our podcasts show that we start anything, we consistently do it. We do it the
Right.
the, the craziest, best way we can because that's what we do.
Even if we don't always 100% nail it, we're going to do it.
We give it our best shot. What is it they used to tell us, or somebody used to say back in the day? Hold my beer and watch this. That's us,
Right.
right?
Right. Back in the day. I feel like that wasn't that long ago, Amy.
It wasn't. It was only like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
us, it might have been hold my hooch, right?
There you go.
Do you
True.
ever drink that stuff?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
my
there's all
word.
kinds of
Or Hoobie Dooby Punch?
uh, which was what, Everclear?
Like garage punch. So you take a
Yeah,
clean
garage,
garbage can
yeah,
and you
trash
just.
can punch. Yeah.
All right. Now that we've dated ourselves,
Yeah, we did all
not
those
that
stupid
everybody
things
doesn't
whenever
already
we were
know, but
younger, but we do not condone that at all these days because
no,
our liver has told us that that was not the smartest decisions we ever made.
correct.
All
And if
right.
you're going to do that, please, please, please be of age.
And if you're going to do that, make sure you always use Uber or have somebody else as a
That's
designated
right.
driver who is
That's
not
right.
at any
Uh-huh.
alcohol.
Shout out to my husband, my forever
Yes.
designated driver.
Yeah. Yep. Andrew and
Okay.
I are now each other's DDs. Neither one of us
There you
drink.
go.
So there you go. All right. So with that being said, I don't know where we got that totally derailment, but all right, let's do it.
You said
So
hold my beer.
yeah, I think I started it. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
But yeah, that consistency, that trust factor also builds both of those build that credibility. So we gotta quit working through the fear factor, do the follow through factor. And then even though one of the biggest things I think for me is that because I am very, very much ADHD. Like I am like ADD. I find a squirrel somewhere, I see something shiny, I do all those things.
Clearly, we just went down a rabbit hole.
We
So,
did, we did. I think Shelley also has the ADD issue. I'm not gonna lie. But with that being said, like I still feel like that follow through. We still have to do it, even if we get distracted, even if we lose motivation, even if, right? So, those are the things that are really important with any business or anything that you're doing, any
right,
kind of task in general, right?
right.
once you start it, just finish it and get it over with. I try to talk to my kids about that a lot whenever, they used to have to do chores at the house. Like, if you're going to do the chore, just do it. Like, if you
Mhm.
spent so much time trying to get out of having to do the chore that had you just gotten up and done it, it would have been done like hours
Mhm.
ago.
Mhm. I kind of feel the same way about all the people that make me have to have multi-factor authentication on everything that I do now because they can't just go get a job. They have to try and figure out how to take our stuff, right? Oh
Right?
my gosh. It just go do it. I always think um the feeling that you have, right? Or that dread or that
Hmm.
lack of motivation for not getting something done. I like to remind myself of how horrible that feels in the end if I don't do it. Like that dread goes away. That feeling of, oh crap, I really should have done that sticks around much longer.
Agreed.
Hmm.
Agreed. Um, Small promises kept over time. That's kind of what that follow through is all about, right?
Hmm. Hmm. And it's not just like promises to other people, it's promises to
To yourself,
yourself.
right?
Like, that you're gonna do A, B, C, and D today. You're gonna whatever. Like, that's all it is.
I agree. I agree. Um, Thinking about accountability though, like I just started a project with one of the leaders in our group, and um, we have accountability partners that we're meeting with. Um, and one of the things that we're learning is that we just got to share the numbers of what we've done. We're accountable for
Mm-hmm.
our actions, but not the excuses.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody tells me, my accountability partner, if they tell me that they did X, Y, and Z, that's great, but you can't tell me you didn't do it because of A,
Mm,
B, and
I like
C,
it.
which I really like that.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, our accountability to ourselves and to other people, that's not about controlling. It's really about just
Mm-mm.
taking that step, taking that next
Mm-hmm.
step to ensure that our business and our follow through is really, truly there.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
I like that. Um, and things happen. We know that. We've both had things happen where you're going through your day and you've got this plan or even your week and you're like, oh crap, I just got completely derailed and I can't do anything about it. Like this is going to need my attention more.
Right.
Things happen, but it's how do you pivot? How do you then find the time to still squeeze in what you made a commitment to yourself or to someone else to do?
Hmm.
It's being able to find those few minutes here and there to do that follow up and to follow through with what you have had planned. Um,
Agreed.
just walking away from it and not doing it, I don't know, it's not acceptable. I
I
mean, I
agree.
guess other people would disagree with us, right? I mean, there might be somebody out there who might say, get to it. But if you really want to make a
Yeah.
difference, to
This is one of those
change,
times when I really wish that Tammy was on here because I
oh,
feel like her blue would probably be a
oh,
polar opposite of our red and green.
probably.
So, her personality, she'd be like, it'll happen. It'll get
That's
taken
right.
care of. We'll
That's
do it
right.
whenever we need to do it. So,
Yeah.
um, but why do you feel like the leaders tell us that? I mean, the vast majority of the leaders that are winning in this business are really
Mhm.
telling us that we need to do the follow through, make sure we hit all of the steps, make sure we're building that trust, we're getting consistent, we're building that credibility for others, all of that. Why do you feel like that is what their message is?
Because they've already done it. That's what it takes. And that follow through builds that credibility, which builds the relationships. And just like we talked about, a couple weeks ago, this is a relationship business. And they've already built those relationships. They have the proof. They've seen how it works, and that's what they're coaching us toward. Is to think about what goes into building that relationship and follow through. It builds
Right.
the trust and the consistency, builds the trust, and that builds the relationship so that you can build something to be proud of.
Right. So I will say this, that I feel like that's one of the best parts about this business is that our
Mm-hmm.
leaders are always accessible to us, that we have the ability to see and follow any leader that we want within our business, even outside of our business. But the ones that
Right.
we have in our business are actually amazing. So there's so many of them that we have the opportunity to find the one that really resonates with us, or we resonate with them, whatever you want to say, and we're able to follow them. Because they're proof, like I talked to my team about this before, the proof's in the pudding. Like
Right.
if I've done it, follow me because I'm gonna lead the way and help you do it too. That's
Mhm.
another big thing because my follow through shows the team that they can follow through as well. They can succeed and achieve what they want to achieve in this business if they
Right.
set their mind to it, for sure.
Yep. Absolutely. It's a great point.
I love it. All right. So I will say this is kind of my last thought, and then you can move on and
Okay.
tell me what your last thought is. And then this will be kind of short just because it's just the two
It
of
is
us.
kind of short.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like,
We
oh,
might be able to
well,
find something to talk about.
I don't know. Yeah, we can find something. Let's do it. So follow through builds trust. Tell
Yeah.
me, tell me what your thought is on that.
Trusting someone is, part of that is being able to believe what they tell you.
Yes.
And if you're never following through on the commitments that you make or being the leader that you want to be or that you tell your people that you're going to be, you can't build trust. It takes all of those things, and it's the smallest of things. I know we talked when we talked recognition. We talked about the power of the small things that we recognize. That's if you didn't follow through to recognize those small things, it's going to take longer to build that trust. They're not going to be as confident in you. Um, so no, and I think some people that are within network marketing, they hear follow through and they're like, oh, always think about, oh, you got to follow up and follow through like with prospects and people that you've spoken to and all of that. But follow through is so much more.
Hmm.
It's, completing your daily responsibilities and following through with the relationships that you're building, that you've already built, doing the tasks that you've committed to do. It's all of it. And it all is encompassed in building that trust.
I agree. I think
That's
that's a
all I
mic
got.
drop moment. Mic drop. Totally.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah,
Yes,
you did it.
I did it.
Yeah. Last week it was Tammy and I,
Look at
or
that.
a couple of weeks ago, it was
It
Tammy and
was you
I.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And now you did it. Good job. Way to go.
Thanks. Hey, now I
So,
feel good. I feel like we're
yeah,
actually really a trio,
yeah, yeah,
even though it's a duo today.
yeah. All right. So,
So here's what I want to know from you, though.
uh-huh.
Tell me about a situation where you dreaded the follow through, and when you finally did it, you couldn't even believe that you were dreading it.
I will tell you, it was probably a couple of years ago whenever I was hitting the last leg of trying to hit my goal to become a one-star director in the
Mm-hmm.
company. Um, and always dreading talking to the people on my team because I never want them to feel like I need you to do something for me. I
Mm-hmm.
want them to think I'm doing or know that I'm doing something for them. Does that make
Right,
sense? Because I
right.
never want them to feel as if I'm using them because that's not what this is
Mm-hmm.
about. I want them to succeed more. And I think that's probably the biggest one that the biggest time I ever struggled with the follow through because I let um the
Mm-hmm.
fear override me. So it was more of a fear factor versus a follow through factor because and then when I did it though, after I did it, it seemed like I went from nothing to hitting my goal within just days. And
Nice.
yeah, so it was a good reminder
Right.
that yeah,
Nice. I
yeah.
love it. Thanks
How
for
about
sharing
you?
that. Yeah, I knew you were going to turn that on me. I don't know.
Ah, what you get?
I knew you were going to turn that on me. I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of those times. Heck, sometimes it's even calling a customer. Like, I don't know. I don't know what one I would pick. Hmm. I don't know. I think it was probably, I mean, I think my biggest one, my first one, I shouldn't say my biggest one, my first one was just to say yes, right?
Hmm.
Um,
There you
we
go.
all know that. We've talked about that story
I
many
was
times.
waiting. You were eventually going to circle around to that one, but yeah. Uh-huh.
That was my first one.
Uh-huh.
It's just, not been anything like I made up in my mind it could possibly be. It's been way better. So I don't know.
I like it.
I think anytime that I feel like I'm letting that fear stop me, I try and remind myself of that. Like, well, look what I did say yes to, and look what it is now.
Right.
I just remind
I
myself.
agree. Yeah. So that would probably be, that would have been the one I picked for you as well.
I figured.
You always have the easy answer for that though, because you know it. Like,
I
yeah.
know. I know.
So, so, all right. Any other profound questions you want to ask that I can throw back at you after you?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
No.
I can ask you some. You just don't get to throw them back. How's that?
All right. Ask me questions. I'll be happy to answer them.
Let's see. Um, hmm. All right. Let's switch it up just a little bit. Let's continue to talk about follow through. But what is a time where you maybe followed through sooner than what you should have? Maybe you needed to pause, take a beat,
I will
catch a
tell
breath.
you, I will tell you, this is going to be, has
Okay.
nothing to do with business, has nothing
Okay.
whatsoever. This is a true Gen X thing,
All right.
because we were very reactive back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, anytime that I got upset, I immediately reacted. And it's taken a lot of years for me to say, I don't need to
Mm-hmm.
do that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
need my follow through was a reaction too. And it took me a lot of years to learn that their actions don't deserve my reaction. Like
Yeah.
I shouldn't carry that. I just listened to a Willie Nelson
That's awesome.
interview while I couldn't sleep last night. I listened to a Willie Nelson interview and he said, don't let stress hang on because that's
Mhm.
probably why he's lived, 90 something
Yeah.
years. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? You're so true. So true. Just let it go. He said, if you can't
Yeah.
control it, why are you letting it? Well, that took me a lot of years to realize that that's what I was doing. I
Yeah.
was trying to control a situation by my reaction, and that's not what I
Mhm.
need to do.
I would think though that is way more freeing. There's so many lessons learned in that, but I would guess that that allows you to be able to follow through better
Hmm.
now.
It does. It does because
Yeah.
I've had some issues recently, where I've just had to respond as like somebody came at me in a way that had it happened 20 years ago, I probably would have reacted like that. But now I just said it, I let it move on. Um, Yeah, I read the book and I need to go back and read it again. Let Them Theory by
Yes.
by Mel Robbins. I think that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite books. So definitely go back and read that. Yeah, that helped. That's a
Mhm.
big game changer. Now, do I want to say that I am not perfect? I will tell you that. I am not perfect because I am still reactive at times. Uh,
Well, we're
my
human. We all have
yeah,
emotions, and
yeah,
sometimes they can get the best of us.
right. So at the end of the
So
day, yeah, at the end of the day, it is. How about
that's
you?
fabulous.
Do you have any that you could say?
Oh, I think I have a lot along the way where I probably should have just stepped back, and the majority of them, have to do with my children. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, for their sake, I won't share too much. But
I
yeah,
get you. I
there's a
totally
lot of moments
understand.
that I can
There's,
think of that,
you know what, there's a
yeah,
lot of mom moments that I wish I could go back and do differently, that I probably
yeah,
talked to my kids about since then and said, I'm sorry I handled that situation really
hmm
poorly. So they
hmm
deserved my
but that comes with
apology.
age and
Yeah,
experience and
yeah,
maturity.
uh-huh. Yeah,
So I think every parent is in that boat at some point, right? Well, I shouldn't
yeah,
say every. Most parents, most engaged parents that actually parented their kids have
yeah.
those moments, those things where they're like, oh, I wish I would have,
I
could have,
kind of
should have.
handled that a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But
Mhm. But I was also listening to a Gen X thing not too long ago. And one of the things that we have the problem with is that we went out and did all of the things, right? We went out
mm,
and if something needed to be done, we just did it.
mhm.
If we were supposed to do something, we just did it. And that's just the way it was. We went out and did it. We were working young. I was 11 when I got my first job. Like, how old were
Mhm.
you whenever you got your first job?
I think I started babysitting at like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
I had my first like actual paycheck from a
Uh-huh.
business at 14.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Like all those things. So we did
yeah.
all of those things. So we just kind of anticipated it was going to happen. And when it didn't, like there were times whenever my kids were really young that I let them do whatever. I just gave them the allowance because I felt like I was raised in a way I didn't
Hmm.
necessarily love, right? Because we all grew
Hmm.
up with that. I'm not going to do what my parents did. Then
Yep.
later we're like, well, that was stupid. But I feel like that's kind of where a lot of ours happens, though, that we are the way the follow through happens
Hmm.
because of how we
Yeah.
grew up, because
Yep.
we have expectations of
Hmm.
people to be more like us. And
Hmm.
the newer generations, they're not necessarily like us. Doesn't make them
Right.
wrong. Just means they're not like us.
Thankfully, we can all learn
Yes. Yep.
and we can still follow through no matter what that follow through looks like.
Yep.
So,
Just takes us a little bit longer. It took me a lot longer to
that's right.
learn that I don't have to be so reactive. So
Yes,
there
I
you go.
agree. Well, it was fun talking with you about follow through.
There you go. I like it. All right. So let's just say this. If you've enjoyed today's episode or you want to learn more, be sure to hit the like and follow button so that you will never miss an adventure. And you know what? If you guys really feel like you're resonating with us and you really like us, you want to start the business with us, just go ahead and give us a shout as well. But as always, thank you for joining us on this wild and beautiful journey. Until next time, keep exploring, and hopefully next week we will have Tammy back with us.
Broken
All right, guys.
chains,
Bye-bye.
your legs
Bye.
fixing